If your second house is in Taurus, because it's at home, it's going to be ideal. Any other earth sign that is in that house is also ideal, because the second house is the house of possession. So the element that rules that house, any other zodiac sign that fits that same element will get some of that benefit, okay? Any other sign that is a natural mate to an earth sign is great. Any of the water signs in the second house is great, because Taurus matches well with water. Virgo's a good placement for second house. It means that you innately came to earth with some of the Virgo skills. So those skills come naturally to you even though you aren't a Virgo. Does that make sense? So that's the benefit. It's the blessing. And then the second house also tells you what kind of work would be ideal for you. So any type of work that would be ideal for a Virgo would be ideal for you. The house also tells you how you go about money management. So imagine a Virgo managing their money. What is that like? That's exactly how yours is. So anything that has to do with how do I manage my resources? How do I obtain my resources? How do I maintain my resources? How do I invest my resources? How do I preserve my resources? And that means family, right? Because abundance is family. It's money, and it's the extra things in life that we can afford that bring joy. So that's what that looks like for you. And Virgo, as you know, is very measured, very calculated with almost everything that Virgo does. So Virgo is not one to waste money. A lot of people think Virgo is cheap, and it's not that Virgo is cheap. Virgo is concerned about losing, not having access to those resources, because Virgo is a super adult in astrology. Because Virgo is the first adult. Before Virgo did it, nobody's ever done it. And that means Virgo had to overcome a lot of shit on their own. They've had a lot of struggles that they had nobody to talk to about, that nobody could help them figure out. They had to be very independent from a young age, because their journey is all about taking on responsibility that isn't their own. All of them have a story like that, if they're being honest. And I say that last part because Virgo has a nasty habit of pretending to be something that they're not. And it gets in the way of real connections with them, when it comes to being somebody that seeks authenticity. If we're being honest, Virgo is highly calculated about every money. Virgo does not like to fuck around. Because Virgo knows money's tied to survival. Virgo knows money's not just about acting a certain way or being bougie or flashing the latest this and the latest that. It's literally about how do I survive in this world? They know it's so much deeper than that. How do I keep some peace of mind in this world? How do I minimize risk for myself in this world? How do I create another protective barrier that I can wrap around me in this crazy world? That is what money is for Virgo. It's really a philosophical approach to what sort of safety one might be able to create in the material world with having access to certain resources versus not. Virgo's desperately afraid of failing at life in general because of the challenges Virgo had to face from a young age with being super responsible. It's not as bad as Capricorn, because for Capricorn it's more of nobody's there to take care of Capricorn, because Capricorn is expected to take care of others. Virgo has some of that too, but Virgo has been given some skills to be able to survive a little bit better in a harsher environment, because Virgo is not as sensitive as Capricorn. Capricorn is the most sensitive earth sign. So Virgo have been, being made to be a little bit more mechanical, because Virgo is a bit of a robot. So let me tell you why, so you get it, okay? When you start getting towards the end of the zodiac sign cycle, meaning when you start getting to Pisces, which is when the human soul dies, so the zodiac sign life cycle goes from the beginning, Aries, all the way to Pisces, the end, okay? When you start getting to the end of the zodiac cycle, depending on your spiritual performance and the lessons you were here to learn, you get the opportunity to go a step higher spiritually to another realm. Remember, there's you've heard that, right? 7 layers of heaven. And I'll make a video later about the number 7 and how much of a religious number that is and what it has to do with the zodiac sign Libra. That's for later. But as a side note. So I say all of that to say, when we're talking about growth and learning and development, everything is going around in cycle. If Pisces has been in Aries, Aries to Pisces, Pisces to Aries, Aries to Pisces, Pisces to Aries, you get it. That is what we talk about when we talk about life cycles. So when we're looking at your 12th house to talk about your past life karma, we're looking at life cycles that you've had prior to this one. And we look at Saturn, which is the house of karma. It's also the house of family tradition. So when you have Capricorn there, it's always an indication that your family is going to be incompetent in one way or another. And it's not due to no fault of their own. It's that they didn't have the skills that you were gifted with at birth. And you were gifted those skills specifically so you could be there to help, to assist, not to judge, not to shame, not to vilify, and not to begrudge for the rest of your existence, because a lot of Capricorn think that was the point of that task, when really it was for an opportunity for you to learn about the meaning of responsibility, because Saturn is about restriction. Saturn is about responsibility. So having Saturn in your second house is somebody who's going to have to be good with their finances, be good with taking care of their responsibilities according to the law, following the law to the letter when it comes to their money, not being willing to take chances with their money, having a very close circle of family and friends, and just being cautious in general about marriage and mixing their lives with other people, roommates, any type of entanglements that require that their personal safety be compromised. Or maybe not even safety, sometimes it's just comfort. It's like, now that this person is here, things are different. I feel differently. And, even though it used to be my home, now they've moved in. So they've brought in their energy. And their energy is going to feel unique to me because their energy isn't my energy. Well, there may be times that I want to just be in my energy. There may be times that I don't want their energy around, even though I do love them. What do you do in those situations? What does that look like? If you're second house Capricorn, second house Virgo, there's different ways to talk about that, to address that, to resolve that. So it also speaks to what our strengths and weaknesses are, the second house. It's not just about how do we manage our resources, but it's also about what integral personality, lifestyle approaches to thinking about life were bestowed upon us when we were born, so we could utilize not only our inner skill set, of the blessings that were given to you, the limitations of your strengths, but also use some of our outer skill sets, which is the accumulation of the, material things that we've gathered since we've been here, and how do we use that in certain situations to be able to respond to life's challenges. The one who asked me that question, what do you think about my answer? And I would like to read your response if you're still here before I move on to the next person. They said the response helped them understand an unique part of themselves you would have thought about. Yeah, so Moon conjunct Pluto. I don't see it as bad. I see it as, if you're willing to actually feel your feelings, you'll experience great catalysts, which can only help you propel yourself forward as a human being. It does mean that there will be instability in your moon, because catalyst requires a different type of energy than emotional stability. But that's not bad. I don't think feelings are bad. I don't think feeling feelings are bad. I don't think feeling feelings that make you feel bad are bad. I think all feelings are good. Even the ugly ones, I think they're all are pretty in their own way. Because as a human being, we have to experience all of them. I mean, can we survive without anger or sadness? What would life be like? Or war? In this reality, humans are living mostly in the dark. And they're living in fear. And instead of approaching the universe from looking at it like God is love, so the universe is love, so I'm going to put love and get love back, they think about it from a demonic, low vibrational energy, where they start thinking, if you have, then I don't have. If you have, then I don't have enough. And if you have, or I don't have any, then they start competing with each other, and they start capitalism, and they start using every other mechanism that they can think of to create more for themselves and ensure that others have less. You know, that kind of approach to relating to one another is obviously not going to get us to world peace. If we take that from the household to the community to the city to the state to the country, if you multiply that and keep multiplying that over the world, that energy is not sustainable. The universe loves balance. This is why Libra... Okay, you guys. Okay, let me see how many of you are on here before I say this out loud. Okay, there's a few of you on here, not that many. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a secret about Libra. I think I figured out that they're my favorite zodiac sign. And I've never actually said that out loud before because I've never had a favorite. But actually, let me say that another way. Oh my God, it's even more intense than the way that I said it. It's not that they're my favorite zodiac sign. It's that I think God loves them the most. I think God loves them the most. And I hate to say it, and I hate to admit it, because I don't want to put this energy out there that they're superior, but I think they are. I think they are. Do you see the way they love? I can't relate. I cannot relate. Have you seen them in love? You know who they are, right? Do you know any Libras? Someone said happy for them. God bless them. When a Libra loves you, if it's not like Leo where it's like on top of the world, it's like you're feeling jealous now. That's funny. It's like you're in a alternate reality where everything is a different color now and everything is just more beautiful. Imagine that life. You wake up tomorrow and the world in which you're living is suddenly way more beautiful in every way. Everything is just more magical. Love doesn't feel that way, like for everybody. But Libra makes it, this is what you don't understand about Libra. Libra makes it their business to continue feeling that way from the moment they discover that feeling to the time they die. Whatever means or mechanism Libra needs to use to be able to get to that feeling, they will. This is why a lot of Libras don't do well in like long-term marriages. Or if they do well in long-term marriages, they're cheating. Or if they're not cheating, they're in a poly type arrangement. Because whenever that feeling starts to diminish, Libra needs to recreate it. Because to be honest, it was the responsibility of both Libra and that partner to make sure that that never happened. And if Libra has decided and taken it upon herself to decide to sleep with somebody else behind your back, I need you to know that if Libra is doing that, is because you've done too much. You've gone beyond the limits of what is considered the adequate amount of effort that you should be putting into romancing them. And at the end of the day, they're a masculine sign. They're not going to let you humiliate them just because they're women. They're still a masculine sign. Masculine signs respond to aggression very well. They love aggression because think about what we describe as masculinity. Have you guys seen the Barbie movie? I want to talk about that. Someone said, agree. I have to ask them. I've never cheated as a Libra, but I'm also a Leo rising. But long term hasn't ever worked out for you. Yep, it's hard for Libra to keep relationships. Because people start getting boring. That's why Gemini doesn't even want to be in a relationship. At least Libra's out there trying, you know, she's like trying. She may get married 4 times, but she doesn't quit until she finds what she's looking for. Leo is the same way when it comes to love. They're both super romantic. You know, Capricorn doesn't approach love from that perspective. Aquarius doesn't approach love from that perspective at all. The reason why Virgo starts to glitch, Virgo is halfway human and halfway machine, okay? And I said I was going to explain later, like, why do I say that? And that's really the root of the issues you guys are having with Virgo. You guys do not want to accept that Virgo's half machine. You guys think because you're looking at a human being, you should be expecting like human being responses. And this is not a normal human being, okay? This person is transitioning over to the other side. And it keeps getting worse from Virgo on. By the time you get to Aquarius, they start calling you alien. Like, they naturally and casually call you alien. Because that's like the end of the road. After Aquarius, you get to Pisces and it's over. But when you're Virgo, they don't quite recognize that, hey, we're almost halfway through the cycle here. So things need to shift. And they can't recognize the reason why Virgo is stressed the fuck out is because they have to be the ones who make that shift. They have to be the ones that decide when to care and when not to care. Ask Sagittarius or Capricorn or Aquarius if they have any problems with that. Ask them. Ask them. You know what they'll tell you? No. They know when not to care. And they make no apologies about it. They just don't. And they move on. Virgo is still trying to figure that out. So they're glitching. It's not that Virgo is mean, it's that you are experiencing Virgo in 2 very polar opposite ways that are very confusing to you. Because yesterday Virgo was super helpful and seemed human and, you know, interacting in the positive way. And today you're seeing a whole nother side of Virgo you didn't even know existed. And that was filled with rage at the same time. That can be very frightening, Virgos. I need you to know that. Because your other side is so angelic. So a lot of times when you guys are malfunctioning, it's because you're glitching. Don't make a big deal. Just tell people, listen, I am the beginning of that switch that needs to happen between older souls and younger souls. I'm right at the beginning of that transition because after me is Libra, and Libra is the first older soul, okay? So I'm the first adult in this humanity. So yes, being 18, living on your own, working to pay bills, trying to figure out your life, getting your life insurance taken care of, you know, all that stuff, yeah, it causes stress. Yes, it does. Especially now that you're an adult and nobody's there to help you. And you still don't even like have it all figured out yet. But you're still expected to act like an adult. So yeah, it's stressful as fuck being a Virgo. I bet you many people have to repeat Virgo steps. I bet you that's when he starts falling apart. Because when he gets there, and that's why there's so many unhealthy Virgos, because when he gets there, their lack of desire to be curious about themselves enough to heal themselves in the instinctive, like, fine, you know, minute ways that they heal others, or precision that they heal others. It's like suddenly they are both emotionally and psychologically incapable of identifying a correct response that is logical and helpful, which literally defeats the purpose of their existence because they're super smart. And then they keep swinging between these polar opposites. And then they wonder why, like, they have a bad rep. It's like you're also not being honest into saying, sometimes I glitch. Because I'm the first transition from human to spirit. And sometimes I'm in my spirit where I want to Mother Teresa you, and I want to take care of you, and I want to make sure you're okay and that you get what you need. And I want to do all the things you want me to do. I'll do all the things you need me to do. And I want to do even better than what you asked me to do because I want to wow you. Because I want to please you. Because I want to serve you. Because I want to make you feel better. I want to make you heal. That is Virgo's like purest heart. You know, whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you need, whatever your wishes might command, just ask me. I'm more than happy to do it for you. Because I can do it all. I've been doing all my whole life. I can do it all. And if I don't know, I will figure it out because I'm smart. That's Virgo. Queen said, as Beyonce said, make a bad bitch glitchy. Yeah. Funny. Me likey. More of those, please. That was beautiful. Yeah, it's stressful being a Virgo. It's hella stressful. I'm a Virgo Mars and I can't stand myself half the times. So I can only imagine the kind of energy other people are picking up or receiving or having to deal with. It's a lot. There's never like any healing for yourself when you're doing it wrong. It's like you give all your energy out and then you chastise yourself all the time. And then the more you chastise yourself, the more you hate yourself for chastising yourself. And then the more you hate yourself for being someone that chastises other people. And then you feel sad. And then that sadness like turns back into hatred. Because there's no emotional exit. There's no, well, let me go cry about it so that I can sit with my feelings. They don't know how to do that. Because again, half human, half spirit. They're starting to not care. They're starting to not care. Because God gave them a very analytical perspective to the world. The way that Virgo works is they analyze things. Virgo doesn't feel anything. They analyze data and they make a decision based on what the humans expect. But what's interesting is while Virgo's doing that, they pretend to be in charge. And they pretend to know. And to be reliable and consistent. And they're not. And this is where we get into trouble. Because that's when the influences of her sister Pisces, you know, that delusional quality of Pisces, which is the ruler of Neptune. In Virgo's case, merely being associated with Pisces has made her want to copy Pisces. So now Virgo is going to act like she don't remember. She don't remember all that she presented. She don't remember how she made herself come across. She don't remember all the effort she put into creating this perception, this presentation of herself. Now she's going to try like this whole thing was an act. And that's when she starts gaslighting the fuck out of you. I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that. I wasn't thinking that. No, that's what you thought. No, that's what you wrote on it. I never told you that. What are you talking about? That wasn't me. That's not how I felt. As if you don't remember. She just assumes that she's so smart she can get away with everything. Because people think she's sweet and innocent. I want to hear back from the Virgos in the house. What do you think, Virgos in the house? Or those of you who know Virgos? Any of you love Virgos? You're a Virgo, Lilith, and yes. You get it. You've got a Virgo Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus. Oh, you're a Virgo, prime time. Jeez. What did you do to somebody? Because, Lord, that's enough to keep me on pills. No. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Mercury. You open your mouth and people are already upset. You ain't even got to say anything. You just got to have that look. And they already know. They probably say you have a stink attitude, don't they? They'll probably tell you that your attitude is stink. Come on. We're family now. Now we can talk about these things. Come on. They tell you got a stink attitude, don't they? They can't take you, can they? Your boss is a Virgo. It's a love-hate relationship. I used to have a Virgo boss. I loved her, though. I thought she was fair.